This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for June 2, 2023, 94-year-old gunned down at a St. Anne home. A 94-year-old man was shot and killed at his home in Huntley Crescent, St. Anne on Thursday afternoon. He has been identified as Kenneth Donner. Police report that around 4:18 p.m., Donner was shot and killed by unknown assailants. Police have not ascertained a motive for the killing. Investigations continue. Revolver and ammo found in T-shirt in Kingston. A firearm and 6 rounds of ammunition were found during an operation on Pretoria Road, Kingston on Thursday. Reports from the Hunts Bay Police are that about 11:30 a.m., lawmen conducted an operation in the area where a premises was searched. During the search, 1.38 revolver with 6.38 cartridges was found along the fence side wrapped in a T-shirt. The weapon was subsequently seized. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Investigations are ongoing. CDC mourns law students' brutal murder in Tucker, St. James. Just 3 months after staging a peace march in Tucker on the outskirts of Montego Bay, St. James, the Community Development Committee has been left to mourn the death of one of its organizers who was murdered in the community on Wednesday night. Andrea Hansen, a businesswoman and a law student, was brutally shot to death shortly after arriving at her place of business about 7 p.m. After exiting a car, armed individuals shot her multiple times. She later died. At this time, we are in shock. I feel like we are trying to recover from this. I think so many tears were shed between last night and this morning. It's really a loss. Chardonnay Perkins, president of the CDC, told the news Thursday. To be honest, we are deeply saddened. She was a vibrant member of the Tucker CDC. She played an integral role in all our activities, in all our meetings, she added. Though she didn't participate in the peace walk, Hansen was integral in organizing the activity, which was a rallying cry for an end to violence in the community. Her last interaction with the group was last Thursday's meeting, where they discussed a range of ideas about how to further uplift the community. She was very hopeful for these plans, and she was having great expectations of the community. We were planning to do a whole lot of work, a somber Perkins said. She has always displayed a sincere interest in the community. She is really one of those community players that we'll always be grateful for, and will always love and will always keep in our hearts, she added. Hansen had just completed her first year of a law program in the Bahamas, and her plan was to continue her studies in September. She was trying to get funding for others to attend a law school in the Bahamas like herself, Perkins explained. Members of the community intended to do all they can to preserve Hansen's legacy. The plan was for details to be hammered out during a meeting at the CDC executive on Thursday evening. We'll be doing things to honor her in the coming days. We'll be meeting as an executive team later today, Perkins told the news. Among those shaken by Hansen's death is Councillor Kerry Thomas of the People's National Party, whose Mount Salem division includes Tucker. He expressed a concern about a frequent bloodletting in the community. This is the 3rd time in this community since the start of the year, right on the heels of a state of public emergency. The truth is, sometimes you wonder what is causing all this, he lamented. Jamaicans protest the living conditions at Ontario property. A group of Jamaican farm workers in Ontario, Canada, who say their location was not one of those visited by a fact-finding delegation which investigated conditions on farms there in 2022, stayed off the job on Thursday in protest after their living quarters were flooded with wastewater. This, they said, is just one aspect of the inhumane conditions under which they work. According to the farm workers, 2 of whom spoke with the news on behalf of their colleagues, the only remaining distinction between their living and the working conditions and the slavery is the fact that their boss has not hit them. I just lick him now, lick we man. Him now go easy pan we. When the former minister call some other come and say we a live life, I decide the life for them say we a live. We have no representative. It crazy man, said the worker, who told the news they have not been able to contact their liaison officer to report their distress. In October 2022, Jamaica had dispatched the fact-finding delegation to investigate conditions on farms across Canada following the release of a letter authored by Jamaican workers there and advocacy from injured migrant farm workers. The team released its findings in April this year, but those findings countered the complaints of the workers. On Thursday, the workers sent several videos to the news depicting overflowing toilets and bathroom facilities with waterlogged flooring in the bunkhouse, which features an open-plan layout, canceling every nuance of privacy. In one video, workers recorded a meeting between themselves and their handler, who in an expletive-laced tirade accused them of deliberately pouring grease down the drains on more than one occasion to cause the unsightly flooding. The man who dominated the video interrupted the workers' attempts to deny any such activity. "We couldn't work this morning. The place so stink. One youth right now, him throat mash up because him had to go outside last night to urinate. And you have to be careful how you go outside because you have the wild dogs outside and the skunk them all over the place," one worker said. One of the workers who spoke with the news said there would be a backlash in coming days based on the fact that they did not work. He said a plumber who had to be called to address the situation had warned that the fix was temporary, as the issue was due to the fact that there was no grease trap and the water from the kitchen and the bathroom areas were being filtered through the same pipe, and there were too many individuals in the bunkhouse. "Is a man like this where we make we work for all 3 days? Him a go pressure we, sabotage. All when him back we up in the sun, a Bacra style," the worker alleged, noting that temperatures have been at a high in recent days, going up to 32 degrees Celsius or 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit, but with no reprieve from the 8-hour workdays which they spent on their knees in the fields. "It's not standing work, you have to kneel right through. Sometimes when they see you on your knees, they say you're going slow," he said, adding that despite the shearing heat, only 3 scheduled water breaks can be taken. There is one at 10 a.m., 12 p.m. and 3:30 p.m., and temperatures can go 32, 33 degrees. It's crazy hot. When you come in and wash your face, the water burn you like pepper. The condition is bad. I don't see it getting any better. I see a Mexican almost drop down in the field, and it's a Jamaican let him get some water," the worker said. The workers are part of the Seasonal Agricultural Work Program, which began in 1966, and are spread across 655 farms in 10 provinces. The program allows Canadian employers to hire temporary migrant workers from Mexico and 11 countries in the Caribbean to fill gaps in the country's agricultural labor market. According to the workers, there is a litany of problems which needs to be addressed. They said that it is not uncommon for their bosses to respond to their complaints by saying that if they send them home, they can get 40 workers to replace them. "There are no separate rooms, just one big room. Everybody can see everybody. There's no privacy, no locks on the doors. Somebody can just come in and take up anything. The heater inside the bunkhouse, they gauge it. We cannot control it," one worker said, adding that at nights the temperature drops. "The place is cold, very cold. We have to live in socks and long jacket right through. The next problem we have is the water. When you catch it and put it down in a glass or cup, you have to strain it. It makes no sense you boil it. It's dirty, always stink. We avoid drinking it. It is contaminated. No matter what happens, we would never drink that water in Jamaica," he said. "We work 8 hours per day. We don't get days off. We are supposed to get overtime and we don't get any. They don't provide work gears. They are supposed to provide work gears for us," he said further. One worker charged that the uncomfortable situation at that farm makes it easily the one with the highest number of workers who have absconded. "If they inspect this farm, it has most persons running off. Last year about 30 people run off and this year about 3 gone already," the worker told the news, adding that "we are look help." Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.